And welcome to another edition of Cruise Control Motoring, your on-air automotive magazine. I'm Fred Staub, and with me, as always, is Les Jackson. Les, how you doing?
Oh, excellent, Fred. Excellent. And we do have some interesting industry news. A few surprises, too.
Yeah, we sure do, and we're going to start off with BMW reimagining the 3 Series, and it reveals the i3 New Class. So their first New Class model did very well. So let's see if this one does well for them.
Well, it always has, but you never know these days. Still in the German car market, Volkswagen teases its next generation Atlas SUV. Very successful.
I believe that is the best seller in the U.S. market
So.
for them. Yep. And then the federal government tells car dealers, stop lying.
Well, they're experts at it.
So that will be an interesting story. We'll tell you
We will
what's up
talk
there.
about it. And
Yeah.
why, here's one that will make you think. Why recalling 13 million vehicles might be a good thing for Ford.
Yeah, you would think that would not be a great thing, but
I would not think so.
yeah, but maybe it was good for them. We'll tell you how. And then Mercedes jumps into the minivan business. We told you there is a minivan revolution going on, and Mercedes is jumping in. This is the most luxurious minivan out there. When it was revealed, apparently Mercedes dealers cheered.
I'm in on this. I love the idea. And a stop sale. One popular Hyundai model is off the market, and you're going to be surprised what it is.
Yes, you will. And we have all that and a whole lot more when we get rolling on this edition of Cruise Control Motoring.
Okay, Fred. Well, over at BMW, their 3 Series cars are famous. They've been around a long, long time. The i3 now is the second model of what they call the New Class, or in German, the Neue Klasse. And it's pretty cool. It says it's been reinterpreted, the brand, for modern, timeless, and unmistakable reasons. Those are my words, not theirs. And it's a 2.5 box silhouette. I don't know what that means. Do you?
I do. It means a long hood and a short rear deck.
Okay. And flared wheel arches, new front end design, still the kidney grille, but it looks different.
Massively different, actually. I think people will be pretty happy because it's a lot smaller. It's more the size of BMWs of the past, but it certainly looks different, doesn't it?
It has a driver-focused interior, as they say, which is the BMW panoramic iDrive and the free-cut central display. They're pretty good at that. So, I look forward to actually seeing this in person. They have new eDrive Generation 6 eDrive 800-volt architecture.
That's crazy.
Which is that's serious voltage. Enabling 400 kilowatt DC charging, 440 miles of range, symbiotic drive, which they're kind of well known for, and level 2 plus automated driving, which doesn't sound high, but you have to remember that the whole industry right now is only at level 3 at best.
And the horsepower numbers are pretty amazing. 463 horsepower with a maximum torque of 476. It also it has BMW panoramic iDrive and Heart of Joy, which delivers
Okay.
driving pleasure on a level never experienced, which sounds like
Okay.
maybe we should remember this is a family show, but I don't know. It sounds.
I don't know how to comment on that. Yeah.
um, they did so well with their iX3 when that came out.
Hmm.
That was a hit for them. Of course, we can't transcend the fact that crossovers are more popular than sedans right now. Do you think this will do well as the iX3? The iX3 was a big hit for them. They couldn't build them
I,
fast enough, and it
I,
remains a hit for them.
yeah. It depends on the price, I think. Um, I think it overall will do well. They've got just tremendous loyalty, customer base. So, and right now, as fuel prices are skyrocketing, it's maybe very, very attractive.
It might be. That's an interesting topic we should get into more. But let's talk a little bit more about the BMW that has the iconic glow exterior package. It seems like they've got everything, all the marketing speak here. I
Yeah.
mean, you do look at this and you say that is a modern 3 Series. I think it's a good looking vehicle. They've slicked up the C-pillar a bit. They've done a lot of aero. I frankly like the new front end on it. Of course, that iconic glow exterior package, with any electric vehicle, it has to have a light show when you turn it on. It seems like that has become a requirement. The side silhouette is completely it's completely BMW. It's got the kink in the back, the
Yeah.
Hofmeyer kink, and out back, kind of just a modern interpretation of 3 Series of the past. So um, I think it will do well. The odd thing about this is it's called the i3. If you remember, the i3 was BMW's first electric car, at least in the U.S., and it was
Yeah.
sort of utilitarian, almost city car, kind of box-like, kind of awkward. You could get it with a range extender if you wanted to. There are people that had them around here that, it's just kind of a strange-looking car, but interesting nonetheless. But that shares the i3, so i3 name. If I find it interesting, if not a bit confusing. Uh, but
Well, I
I
think
think people will figure it out.
I think people will too. Frankly, I never saw many around here,
Mm-hmm.
and Americans have a short memory, and
so,
it's been a
so they'll be
long
like, "What i3? There was no other
yeah,
i3."
it's been a long time
Yeah.
since that model was around. I don't think it's going to hurt anything. And this. Do we have a price on this? Let's see.
I don't think we do. I don't think we do.
I don't think so.
Yeah. We do know that there are 4 super brains. The Heart of Joy together with the BMW Dynamic Performance Control driving stack. Yes, they were naming everything. Super brain high performance computers and new architecture. Of course, there's
Man,
over-the-air updates. That's no big thing nowadays. Intelligent personal assistant, multimodal operating logic. Um, it has a lot of interesting tech there, and
yes.
apparently marketing speak is on overdrive.
Marketing has spent overtime studying the buzzword generator. Uh,
They've used that pretty heavily, yes.
yeah, that's right. Um, but they've done a good job at it, and they're getting attention. Let's face it.
Yes, yes, they are. Hey, let's stay in the German mode here and talk about a very popular vehicle for Volkswagen. That is the Atlas, the full-size 3-row SUV, the big seller in the U.S. It's getting an all-new design for 2027. We don't know much about it. I would say it sort of looks a little bit like the Tiguan, the updates for the Tiguan.
It does. The picture for for those that aren't looking at the picture, it looks like it's been driven into a Sherwin-Williams store.
Yeah, very
I
colorful camouflage.
30, 40 different colors all over it. Uh, Actually, I like it.
Yeah, that won't be offered, but it
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 won't
would
be
be
offered.
a cool wrap for sure. Yes. Apparently, they did some heavy duty winter testing with this, which looks extremely fun. This vehicle is going to be officially revealed at the New York Auto Show coming up in early April, and I think it's going to be quite nice. They did show a couple of other teasers without the camouflage, and basically showed the tail lights and things like that. But it is quite the colorful
Yeah,
camouflage for sure.
it gets your attention. But I'm sure it's going to be dramatic because the Atlas is a really successful product. I remember driving the first one and first series, and it was delightful. It just really, really planted.
Yeah, planted vault-like doors when you close it.
Yeah, yeah.
Pretty nice stuff. They built some pretty nice stuff. So we will keep you up to date on that, and hopefully have a report about that from the New York Auto Show. So stay tuned for that. We're also going to take a turn here now and talk about what the feds had to say about car dealers. Car dealers, I mean, it is the tradition to kind of be hated, unfortunately.
Well, let's face it. That's not in a business that is devoid of honesty,
Yeah, it's it.
or
I
is
don't
it?
know why. I really don't know why it ever was like that. But they really have a bad reputation. Now, not all car dealers. I've had
No,
dealings with car dealers that were completely fine.
I
No
have
problems.
too. But I think that the basic business plan that goes back 100 years of compensating the salespeople based on how many vehicles they can sell invites unscrupulous sales tactics.
Of course, Saturn tried to do away with that. They said that that's not the way
Yeah,
they do it. You just come in, you buy it, and all that. But they're not around anymore to
yeah, Saturn, that went away.
that went away. So let's talk about what the Fed said. Um, and this is the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, sent out a warning letter to 97 dealer groups. So dealer groups can have many dealers as part of them. Uh,
Yep.
it was a reminder of what's illegal. And they have kind of a laundry list here. Things that are illegal include advertising a price that does not reflect all required fees.
I, Basically, when I see an ad, all I ever see is plus fees.
Plus fees, which could
Yeah,
mean it's
plus
$100 or
applicable
it's
fees. Yeah,
$10,000. Yeah.
right.
Okay, item number two, advertising a price that reflects rebates or discounts not available to all customers. So if
Yes.
you're a conquest buyer coming from another brand, or maybe you're a police officer and they give you a discount, but they
Yeah.
advertise that built in, and you walk in there like, don't I get that discount? Oh no, that's only.
No, you don't
Do
get
you want to
that.
be the guy that has to tell someone that, oh, well, that's only for like people
No,
that
that was
buy it
only
on alternate
it's
Tuesdays
it's
and have
only if
worked
your
in this
middle name
industry?
is Wayne.
That's right. So,
Yeah.
that is a turnoff. Advertising a price that fails to take into account the amount of additional required down payments.
Yep. Or any down payment.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Uh, conditioning conditioning the advertised price on consumers using dealer financing. I think
Hmm.
the price shouldn't change whether you finance it or you buy it for cash. If you finance it, they're going to make more money because
Of course they do.
you know you're going to pay a finance fee, but that's separate from the car.
Right.
That's the problem. Mix it all into the payments. Get everyone confused. You know, um, the craziest thing I've ever heard is people paying a monthly fee for when they step on the brake lights and the rear lights flash fast. It's a
Yeah.
little
Oh, yeah.
module. They pay the dealer a monthly fee
Wow.
for that.
Wow. For that $20 gadget.
Yeah, it's a $20 gadget. J.C. Whitney, page
Wow.
136. So that kind of crap, right? And
Man.
then requiring consumers to buy additional items not reflected in the advertised price.
They all do that.
Well, and that's the thing. I mean, a lot of brands have things, they're nice accessories, the bumper protector,
Yeah.
LED lights on the inside, maybe lighted thresholds. That's all nice stuff, but it shouldn't be put on cars right away. And they do that. They
Yeah.
should say, here are our things to put on if you like. And that's it.
A lot
But
of dealers put fabric protection, paint protection, undercoating.
yeah, it's not even
Uh,
supposed to be undercoated. So, that type of thing. And they probably don't say, if you don't want that stuff, we can get you one without it if you order it,
yeah.
but that type of thing is a turnoff. People don't know. Um, and then advertising unavailable or non-existent vehicles. They used to call those traffic builders.
Yes.
And in tiny
Yes.
letters, it would be one VIN code, and it probably had been sold like months ago, right?
That's exactly right. And I I see that they brought cases against a few groups,
Yep.
including Lindsay Chevrolet in Maryland. I actually know those people.
Wow.
Uh, I won't say any more than that. I could name a few other dealerships, dealer organizations in the DC area that are famous for being ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the word.
Yeah. Yeah. It shouldn't be that way. It should be fun. If it should be anything from neutral, like fine,
Hmm.
that was totally bland, that's fine by me, to fun. Um, but it's not. What can I do to get your business today? Are you buying this today?
That's right. That's exactly right. Let me
Let me
let
check
me
with my
write this.
manager.
Let me write this up for you.
Oh, let me check with the manager, because I can't do anything on
Right.
my own. Yeah, all right.
Yes.
I'm sure you all have had interesting situations with dealerships. I have, and
Yeah.
I had one where the vehicle arrived and they said, "Oh, someone smashed it all up inside, so we'll have to order you another one at a higher price."
Hmm.
And I
That
said
means
that,
we sold it out from under you.
yeah, we sold it out from under you. We gave you too low a price. Not my fault. And they did
Yes, it
that.
is.
Yeah. Well, it's not my fault that they gave me the price and I said okay,
Yeah.
but it was a terrible situation. So, but I went to another dealer and that was it. They lost the sale. But hey, let us know if you in the comments if you've had some weird
Yeah.
dealings. The
Give
old
us some
thing of throwing
stories.
the keys up on the roof and saying, "I'm not giving you your car
I
keys
have a
back."
I have a quick story.
Okay.
That's terrific. This goes back to the 70s. One of my wife Mary's closest friends bought actually a little later than that bought a new Blazer, Chevy
Okay.
Blazer, and she was over at our house chatting, and she said, this is brand new. I bought it at the dealership, and I happened to be looking around, and I stuck my hand under the seat, and there's a registration card with this VIN number on it, with somebody's name.
Oh,
So I
man.
looked at it and I said, "That's a previous registration. That was sold to somebody else."
That's a used car.
Yes, and they took it and they sold it to her as a brand new. That is a federal offense.
That is total fraud. Hey, this next story is interesting because you would think it really doesn't make sense, Les Jackson, because Ford last year had one of the worst years for recalls. The
Sure
F
did.
150 alone had a ton of recalls. Believe it or not, Ford recalled 13 million vehicles last year. Uh, but
That's yeah.
that is over 150 recalls, different recalls,
Hmm.
uh, in 2025, totaling 13 million vehicles. But when you look at the JD Power Customer Service Index, it shows Ford had a strong performance. And apparently, they liked how the dealers treated them when they came in to have the recalls fixed. Most people mind going back to the dealer. I
They do.
I did because I had something fixed under warranty and they broke my windshield in a brand new car.
I hear that from a number of people that I don't want to go for the recall because they'll either break something or they'll force me to buy something.
Right, or they'll dent my car up and say it didn't happen here.
Yeah.
That's what happens. But apparently people liked how they were treated at the Ford
Hmm.
dealership, and this ended up being sort of a silver lining for Ford. I mean,
Uh,
really, when you
let's-
think about it, they're so complex. Recalls are more common than ever, uh,
Very much.
and many of them are safety recalls, like the Takata airbags. So getting people back to get these recalls handled is a good thing. I've often said they should do mobile for some of the things, like the airbags they could have done mobile.
Yeah.
Uh,
I agree. I think they should do mobile. But what it says is that Ford is training their dealers and personnel to treat customers very well, and it's working.
yeah. Yeah, just
It's that
handle the
simple.
problem, handle it quickly, get it in, get it out. Don't leave it a mess. Don't smash it up. Don't break
Yep.
things. Uh, we have a mutual friend who told me something. He brought his brand new Corvette in to, I think, get an inspection at the dealer, and there was a kid jockeying the cars around. He said, "Great," and he like threw the keys right at the windshield, and they bounced off the windshield and landed on the hood. And
Wow.
and our mutual friend said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "Keys go on the hood. That's how we do it here."
Yeah, well, place them there.
Yeah, place them there, or don't try to. We're not like skipping stones into the river here. Just
Yeah, jeez.
so it's a respect. People probably treat things differently. I wouldn't do that with any car, much less a Corvette. I just wouldn't do that. I wouldn't. I cringe when I see people sitting stuff on their hoods and that. So
Abs- yeah.
so uh,
Mm.
so. What do you think? 13 million cars a good thing or not? At least it got traffic back to the dealers, and I know the dealers probably like that for sure, right?
Makes me say I would buy a Ford
There you go. There
because
you
at
go.
least I know I'm going to be treated well.
At least you're going to be treated well. Hey, maybe this will make you say, I would buy a Mercedes. You and I talked about the rebirth of the minivan, and we did a story on cruise control motoring not that long ago. Mercedes is getting back into the minivan business with the all new VLE. Apparently, when they were shown pictures of the vehicle and learned a little bit about it, Mercedes dealers cheered. They actually cheered that they would have something to sell like this. This is an all electric minivan, and it is limousine like ride comfort. It is a multi purpose vehicle, although it is a minivan. It has sliding rear doors. um,
It's finally, the minivans have lost their um,
Stigma.
harried housewife image
Yes.
of years ago,
Yes.
which I felt was unjustified.
Yes. Now, this will be, it is the first significant milestone of minivans in our successful 140 year automotive history. This is kind of a luxury hauler. You see these in other cultures, like in Korea, and that they use minivans to take. Like they're basically limousines to take executives around. And this has a lot of features that would appeal to that. Roll and go or remote seat ballet, which can effortlessly move the seats back and forth and lock them into any position. They have a baggage mode that will bring everything forward for hauling a lot of baggage if you're going to the airport. The whole thing rides on airmatic air suspension with 1.5 inches
Hmm.
of level control. And then there is basically a 30-inch monitor. They call it a virtual screen, but it is a monitor that folds down from the roof for the rear seat passengers, which is pretty unique. And of course, it has the digital compact with MBUX super screen for the front passenger and driver going all the way across. All wheel drive. There's an all wheel drive version of this. So it's going to ride well, have luxury for high end passengers, and I'm sure uh, well heeled suburban kids.
I'm going to make a prediction here.
Okay.
I say that this vehicle is going to launch, create and launch a new minivan craze, a high-end luxury minivan craze across the country. I could tell you right now that luxury hotels and resort hotels are going to buy these things
Mm-hmm.
as limos to pick up their customers,
Yeah.
and they're all of them are going to see it, and they're all going to buy them,
Right.
and then people are going to see them on the street
And want them.
and want it, and you're going to see. I promise you, within 2 years, you're going to see Lexus and Infinity and you name it, high-end minivans all over the place, and I hope so.
Yeah, it's interesting, and of course we've said that the Kia Carnival, which is not obviously at the level of luxury of this minivan, but that has taken off for Kia. It's one of their best
Yep.
sellers, and I think we're going to see more of these things, as you said, very high end. I mean, that's what people are buying. They're buying very high end. So, will there be, Les Jackson, a BMW minivan
Yep.
with the
Yep.
Heart of Joy system and
And an
supercomputers
Audi.
and an Audi? Uh, there's a good thing. Will Volkswagen get into back into the minivan? Didn't they
Hmm.
have didn't they have a minivan that was based on the Chrysler?
They did, and it wasn't very good.
Okay, rebranded, rebadged. So, Well, let's talk about a vehicle that is being has a stop sale against it. This is the Hyundai Palisade. The Hyundai Palisade has a stop sale, and it's kind of a horrible story here in the sense that there was a fatal incident where one of the seats folded and somebody was crushed. One of the rear seats, one of the
Uh,
sensors did not work.
yeah, a young child was crushed under the seat. This is just the worst possible thing that you could think would happen. They're being very responsible.
Yes, do
Um,
not operate the second and third row seats. They're not
yep.
selling any more of them. And this is just one trim, I believe. It certain trims of this limited and calligraphy trims, which includes 60,515 SUVs in the United States and 7,967 in Canada. So stop sale on these. If you have one ordered there in that trim, they will not be
Yeah.
selling it to you right now. The update will enhance the system's response to contact with objects or individuals and introduce additional operating safeguards and enhance overall safety system for this. That's a terrible story, isn't it?
It is.
Well, let's talk about something from Mitsubishi. We have some pricing information on their plug-in crossover, the Outlander crossover, and let's talk pricing on this because they typically offer a pretty good deal, don't they? So this is out. It's going to arrive in U.S. dealers in May. It's the 2026 Outlander plug-in hybrid, a new larger capacity 22.7 kilowatt battery, provides 45 miles of all electric range, which is pretty amazing. New battery cooling system delivers improved
Hmm.
thermal management, 297 horsepower total, and extensive updates to the interior as they debuted in the 2025 Outlander ICE model. Exterior updates, new wheel designs, retuned steering, updated suspension tuning, Yamaha audio systems, and this is looking pretty good to me. Of course, if it looks familiar to you, you can buy it as a Nissan as well. The
Quite
Nissan
familiar.
Rogue, yeah. Um, the price on this starts at 43,245. Not bad for a vehicle that can travel up to 45 miles on all electric range, is it?
That's excellent. You know, I mean, 35 miles, if you live close to your office, you can drive all week
Well, this is
and never
45.
start the engine.
This is 45. So
45, yeah.
pretty amazing stuff. Not a bad price, and I think it's something that people might be interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's move over to an interesting story about Jaguar. You know, one of the things I like uh, to think about are cars that were designed but were never really released. And there was an interesting article this week about all the vehicles that were planned for Jaguar, but they got deleted and canceled when the Type 00, or I don't even think they're calling it the Type 00 anymore because they're doing away
No.
with the Type moniker. Ian Callum, who has been in design at Jaguar and Aston Martin for a long time, spoke on the Road to Success podcast. It's sort of a podcast about business and how you change and things like that. He was the director of design for 20 years at Jaguar. He said there were so many vehicles planned. The XJ,
Mm.
they were coming out with a new XJ. It was very close to being complete. Uh, they were coming out with a new F Type that was completely done. There was going to be a new XF sedan, and then they were all
That's
taken away.
that's scary. Honestly, that's just scary.
They put all that money in, all that time into design, and then they just decided to go a completely different way. Uh, he said, I don't really know what's going on at the brand. I'm not sure anyone on the outside knows what's going on the brand, or anyone on the inside knows what's going on in the brand. I just, what I would have done if you want to do that Jag O type, type O thing, have that be like your super luxury brand part of
Right,
Jaguar.
right.
You come up with a name for it, and then you build the other vehicles for the
You,
Jaguar
you
name.
need you need to sell something to pay for the lights
Yeah.
and the
Yes.
water and the air
Yeah, you don't want to
conditioning.
be a
What are they?
niche brand.
How can you just stop making everything and
Yeah.
make any money to bring out your Halo model?
Yeah, it's never a good plan for a manufacturer to say, for the next 2 years, we're not going to have any new cars. We'll just sell what we have. Um, I'm
Uh-huh.
sad for all of those cars. My prediction is, the adults will come into the room and say, no, you've built these cars, you've designed them, you've got to start building them again. Uh, Talk about it. You don't want to be a niche player, with
No.
some kind of little bespoke car that, a few people will buy and it's high end. I think they should have done that as another part of Jaguar, like their Lexus, or whatever you want to call it.
I
The
mean,
Jaguar
what?
Bespoke Edition brand.
Yeah, well, what are the bespoke dealers saying?
I
Uh,
think they're just glad that they have Range Rovers to sell.
I guess because I mean, I don't know what they're doing for money.
No, I don't. And of course, the Jag OO is not out yet. And they can't wait to
It's
bring
not
it out
out.
fast enough because they have nothing to sell. I think this will
No,
go down as one of the worst decisions by a car brand
I
ever.
agree, and it could go down as the end of a car brand, another car brand.
And you know what will happen? The Chinese will buy Jaguar, and that's it. They'll have like
Yeah, yeah,
little electric pods with the name Jaguar on it. That's what will happen.
yeah. Well, a great legacy is in danger of going away.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And you look at the F Type. Boy, I saw one on the road not that long ago, and I thought that is a great looking car. It has really got attitude to it. Jeremy Clarkson liked it so much, he used it on one of his old last Grand Tour shows. He went out and bought one because he knew the end was coming, so he went and bought one for himself because he thought it was good. I believe he had an SVR version of it, the F Pace. No, that F-Type SVR. I believe that's what he bought. But yeah, sad, sad, sad to see it go away. Will it
It is.
survive? I don't know. I don't know. Hey, big announcement from Lexus this week: the 2026 Lexus ES. This is the first time they're going to have a battery electric version of this vehicle. Multi pathway platform, interior and exterior styling shared with the new ES 350h hybrid. So offering both front wheel drive ES 350e and the all wheel drive ES 500e models available in both premium and luxury trims. The ES 350e has a 307-mile EPA estimated total driving range. The ES 350e luxury trim offers executive package with power adjustable heated and ventilated and massaging rear seats and ottoman. So there you go.
Aha,
Didn't you
I'm
always
all for
want
that.
an ottoman in your vehicle?
I really do like ottomans. Not, not your grandmother's ottoman, but
All
you
right.
know,
Good looking vehicle. Another one from Lexus and Toyota, they're certainly bringing out electric vehicles that were already in development, but they're also hedging their bets with hybrid models too, which is a interesting situation. Will the electric models sell compared to the hybrid models? Who knows? We'll have to see. But it should arrive in dealerships in April of this year with a $47,500 base MSRP. Have you noticed, Les Jackson, electric vehicles are no longer in the $100,000 range?
Yes.
They are much
Yes.
closer to the average $52,000 price.
Well, they're, obviously the more you make, the cheaper economies of scale make them cheaper. And in Toyota's case, they've got their own battery plant that will be supplying batteries for all their models. So they're making a profit, and I think at the moment all of the EV companies are, are living with less profit to keep demand from drying up.
Yeah, and in the meantime, technology marches on because you're seeing a lot of vehicles have the capability to charge, get significant range pretty quickly.
Yeah,
But on the other side, you're not seeing, I think, chargers that can do that be available. So, it's good news, and like, well, but not bad news, but the good news is we have this capability. The bad news is you can't get to it.
right. We still don't have a rapidly expanding infrastructure of charging.
Yep. All right, let's move over to another manufacturer that has also announced some electric plans, and Porsche Cayenne. Let's talk a little bit about the Porsche Cayenne. It is the all-electric SUV 2026 Cayenne S,
Hmm.
536 horsepower, which is very stout,
Stout.
490 kilowatts or 657 horsepower with launch control. And it
Mm.
will be positioned between the Cayenne Electric and the top of the range Cayenne Turbo Electric. I always find that funny that it's a turbo electric. um, direct oil cooling at the rear axle for high continuous load and efficiency is one of the features of it. An exclusive manufacturer interior style package. Good looking vehicle. It is certainly, I don't think we have any pricing on it yet, but it is certainly going to be an expensive vehicle. High performance. I love
Yes.
the wheels. They look certainly like something you have on a race car for sure, with those um, thick areas right by the bead of the tire. Um, yeah, we just wanted to make you aware that this is coming out. We don't have much more information on it. But it will be available in Dagata green and Isbal green with an Isbal ring on the airbag module on the
Isabel
end.
green, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Whatever color that is, I don't know.
It will be available.
It'll be green.
It will be green. It will be green for sure. Hey, here's an interesting story from Acura. They are going to export U.S. built Integra Type S high performance models to Japan. They're calling it a reverse import or reverse export, I guess. um,
Hmm.
Integra Type S is built exclusively at the Marysville auto plant in Ohio. Been building there for a long time using domestic and globally made parts. This certainly is a great development for that plant and probably a good political play by Honda and
Yeah.
Acura to do
A
that.
good, a good, a good way to go.
Yeah, good way to go. So the Honda Acura Integra Type S was first shown at the Tokyo Auto Salon show in 2026 and at the Osaka Auto Messe I believe that's how you say that, 2026. And there was a lot of excitement about it. What will it be like for Japanese customers? Will they have a problem with it being built in the U.S.?
I don't think so. I mean, everybody else is almost every other manufacturer is building U.S. plants. I think you're joining the crowd. So I don't, I don't think it hurts. Um, but I don't know. I don't know if what the payback period will be. We know how much it costs to build a plant,
Yeah,
and you've
obviously,
got to
Marysville,
sell.
Ohio has been
Yeah,
around for a long time. Yeah,
absolutely,
so
absolutely. It takes a lot of vehicle sales to pay back the cost of a plant.
yeah. Well, let's go over to some news about Corvette. It was first reported in Corvette Blogger that
Yeah,
what is going on with the E-Ray, which is the hybrid version of the Corvette, C8 Corvette, and what about the return of the Grand Sport? So, if you remember, there was a photo shoot with the new Grand Sport where it was inadvertently or on purpose revealed. So, we know that is coming back in. But we also know that there's going to be a 6.7 liter V8 engine coming to the Corvette. It might
yep.
even be available in the Stingray, replacing the current 6.2 liter engine. So what's going to happen there? There's some theory, according to Corvette Blocker, that the Grand Sport will come in, the E-Ray will go away. There will be a Grand Sport and then a Grand Sport hybrid known as the Grand Sport X. And the problem with all of this is the horsepower is going to go up above with the new engine and of course the hybrid drivetrain. It
Hmm.
the it could go up to 720 horsepower, which I believe is more than the Z06. So
Which is a bit
too
of
much
an embarrassment.
horsepower. How do you do it?
Yes. What are you doing? The Z06 is the halo of power, and you're exceeding it.
At least, and yes, you're not approaching ZR 1000 horsepower
No.
levels, but now you're kind of discombobulating the whole lineup. Kind of similar to what we might see when they bring the Hemi back into the
Yes.
Dodge with a 550 for the
I'm
Hurricane engine, straight six,
I'm
and
sure
then
they've thought of that.
yes, they're going to
I
go
hope.
higher output on the V8 probably.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and I always say, and hey, you can beat me up in this in the comments, but how much horsepower do you need? Even the 6.2 liter Stingray is plenty fast.
It's
You can get up to 100 miles an hour on by the end of an entrance
real
ramp
quick.
into a highway.
It's bragging rights. Let's face it. Uh, it's bragging rights. Always has been bragging rights.
I just think
Uh,
if they put this engine, the 6.7, which I think they will, into the
Sure.
Stingray with, I mean, naturally aspirated engine, making big horsepower like that. I don't know what it will be, but it will be certainly probably over 500, I would imagine.
Oh, sure. Well, it's very close. 6.7 is very close to the 7-liter 427,
Mm-hmm.
which made racing versions made 550 horsepower back in the early 60s. So,
I think
so
I
there
think
you go.
there's something to be said for naturally aspirated, but
Yeah.
that said, I did like the E-Ray. I thought that was a cool combination of things, to make the vehicle handle better. I don't know. We'll have to see. Just stay tuned, and we'll keep you up to date on that. But more either way, whatever Corvette you're buying will have more horsepower. I would probably wait at this point if had one. I was thinking about buying one because I would like to. Uh, experience the new engine. Would you wait, or would you be worried about the first year of a new V8 engine?
I I don't no, I don't worry about the first year of new engines anymore. The technologies are so refined.
It's done a lot of
Uh,
uh, let me
yeah,
take
I
that
mean they're
again.
just and of
It's done
course
a
they
lot of dyno time for sure.
tremendous, thousands of hours of dyno time. And they most of the time they can measure everything along the way as they build them. Not like the old days of just hoping it would run.
I'll I'll torque those bolts down a little tighter. It will
Yeah,
last.
that's right. Did you put a piston in number eight cylinder? I don't know.
Spray some oil on it. It will work.
Yeah.
All right. Well, exciting time for people looking to buy
Yes.
Corvettes for sure. Hey, let's go over to this other story, also GM, but completely different. A while back, somebody was looking through auctions for
Hmm.
cars. They went to an auction and they found a beat up EV1, one of the first electric vehicles, production vehicles from GM. Of course, they were all supposedly taken back and destroyed because these were lease only vehicles. But
Yeah.
apparently, this green one, VIN 212, escaped. And I have been watching this actually on a YouTube channel called Questionable Garage uh,
I'll look
because
it up.
because you know me, I don't like YouTube channels where they wreck vehicles or wreck engines.
No.
That's stupid. Anyone can do that. But these guys found it. It was pretty well damaged. The windows, or at least one of the windows, had been broken. Water had gotten inside. There were a lot of issues. They took it all apart and they're like, how can we get this working again? Obviously, it's not like we're rebuilding a Chevy Camaro and we can get all kind of parts for it
Yeah, these
aftermarket.
are very rare parts.
Rare parts. So this guy named Billy Caruso, who's a private enthusiast, bought this VIN 212 at auction. Uh, I don't even think the people selling it knew what it was. And these guys, Freddie Murr and Jared Pink, founder of Questionable Garage, uh, are known for deep engineering forward restorations. They got this vehicle. They've already worked on a couple of vehicles, electric vehicles, including two S10 electrics that I believe GM did back in the day with some company as technology testers. They have two of them. So they started rebuilding this. And they were always worried. They joked about, well, this is a secret garage. What if GM finds out? Are they going to come and
Yeah,
take the
that's good.
vehicle and all that? So they kind of played that out a little bit. But turns out Mark Royce, who is GM president and a total car guy, he restored. Remember, we talked to him. We had him on the show. He talked about restoring a Corvette with his father, who I believe was the head of GM for quite some time. He was watching it, and he was not trying to triangulate their location to come in um, and basically snatch up this EV1. He was intrigued by it, so he invited them to come to GM's headquarters. They spoke with some of the actual engineering team of the EV1 that is still there. They showed them EV1 VIN 1 and let them sit in it and actually power it up. And they also showed them a Corvair, which was one of the first electric concepts,
Yep,
uh,
the Electrovair.
Electrovair 2, and and a Sunracer solar race car. They showed them these from their collections, and spent a lot of time with them. Talked about the history of the EV1, and then what happens? Mark Royce shows up, and he says, "Well, we have some spare parts. What do you need? We'll give you anything you
Great.
can need to get the vehicle working again." And um, that's where that episode ends, where he shows up and takes them somewhere to get the
That's it.
parts.
That's all you need.
So total car guy stuff, like, hey, yeah, we've got some parts in the back, and the current episode ends with like a pile of parts sitting there. We don't. It looks like everything from plastic body fender liner parts to, like, it looks like a motor or a transmission. I'm not sure what. It's just sitting there in a pile. But great story, isn't it? And great PR for GM. Of course, they had negative PR on that when Who Killed the Electric Car, that documentary. Um, but I think this is cool, don't you?
Oh, I think this is fantastic.
Apparently, they're taking the parts off a pre-production car that they have a
Yeah.
few of them,
Oh,
but
this is just wonderful.
and they'll probably, I'm sure they'll use lipo batteries or something.
Well,
That you could probably
yeah,
drop them
because
in.
it ran on 26 lead acid
Yeah,
batteries.
you can do better than that.
I
I
think
don't
you can
think
do better.
you're not going to lose parts for originality by swapping in some modern battery
No, they
technology.
had an 83-mile range.
Wow. Okay. But remember when electric cars, I remember driving the Soul EV, and that only had 100 low 100s, like
That's
10,
right. That's right.
101 or 109, something like that.
And you and I drove the My EV, the
Yes.
Mitsubishi My EV through
Not the best.
Manhattan,
Not the best, but
and we were getting real low on electricity.
of course, then if you're with the car company, if it loses charge, they'll just send a car for you and
Yeah,
get you out of there. But um, yeah, it's a great project. As I say,
I love it.
I love
I
to
love
see
it.
stuff restored and updated, and
Yep,
this is a hard one because you just, I don't even, if you had the plans, you could probably 3D print some of the stuff, but now they don't need to do that. It, as I say, this
it's
episode ends with like a pile of parts in a
that's right.
big warehouse, and
Well, GM was always very proud of this car. They were the first major automotive company to make an electric vehicle. They spent $300 million on this project.
if only they had continued and made it, just kept
Yeah,
improving it. But
yeah.
it's still a good looking car. Vin One actually is in bright red. It's
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mine was green.
yes, the green of the 212.
Yeah,
They call it
yeah.
Project 212 because that's the VIN code. But cool stuff. And they still take VIN one out, and it is drivable. They even tested. It
That's
has
great.
like I'll call it a backup alert uh, when you put it in
Wow.
reverse, which is it had a dual note horn, and it would just tip each one, each horn different notes. And that was, they were like, what is that? We don't know what that sounds like because we can't
Yeah.
power ours up. And he said, oh, it sounds like this. And they recorded it so they know when they restore theirs. I'm sure they'll get it running, though. They literally tore it down. They're cleaning it up, doing basic restoration stuff to fix water damage. It's an aluminum frame, so that's great.
Yeah. It's very similar to the Corvette backbone.
That's what they said. They said it
Yeah.
is a backbone car and tunnel car, and he said it's similar to the Corvette in that way. The
Yeah.
modern Corvette is similar to that, so that's good. I can't wait. I hope they get it running. I think they will now with this major, injection of parts and pieces, and it would be great. I would love to drive that. That would be it would be fun.
I would love to get back in one again. I was always impressed with it.
Let me ask you this: why don't they make more electric kit cars? Seems like that would be ideal because
You
you would have
know,
a light body, like the Porsche models and things like that. You'd have a light body. You would have
yeah,
ability to just wire it up and go.
I think we'll start seeing those. I know Dave Kindig is building some electric versions of his Corvette uh, rest replica.
Yeah,
Um,
it'd be a great
you can get
autocross
electric
car.
versions
That's
of
what I would.
Cobra kits.
I would do an electric autocross kit car. Wouldn't that be cool? For autocrossing, it's instant on and off.
Yes. Oh, it'd be just so fast. I would. They do electric drivetrains for Corvairs
Yeah. Oh
and
yeah.
Subaru drivetrains for
Yeah.
Corvairs.
Yeah. You think about that. It's a good idea. I don't know why kit
It's
cars
a great idea.
people don't really talk about them anymore, but
No,
I think they would be cool. Okay. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this edition of Cruise Control Motoring. We appreciate you listening. Don't forget, give us a like and a subscribe on all our social media platforms. That really helps us out. Time for me to say I'm Fred Staub.
I'm Les Jackson.
We are going to see you down the road.